The A Show.
Where smart is the new sexy.
And now, April Hunter.
Good evening, everyone. It wouldn't be a week without technical difficulties now, would it? I mean, honestly, if I actually ran things, smoothly, you might wonder if, something was wrong with me. So anyway, welcome to the A Show. I'm April Hunter. This is my lovely co-host, Miss Eva. And thanks for hanging in there and being patient. So hi, Alex, and hi, Brian. Yeah, I didn't push the show very well this week because it has been a hell of a week with hurricanes and all kinds of stuff going on. If you were here last week, then you know that we told you the storm was coming, and woo, yeah, we got hit not once but twice. So, and War Demon, hey yo, how are you doing? Welcome. So, yeah, I just figured we would talk about some of the stuff going on. It's been crazy. So, Alan, what's up? So, I was just saying to Eva, Winona, thank you for joining us. So everybody's kind of filtering in. I was saying to Eva and a few other people that I'm super tired of stupid people.
I'm with you.
I can't take it. There's so many people that just don't know what's going on, and they're just
they don't care to know.
No, they're so not in the loop. They're so ignorant. They're like, la, la, la. And part of me is super jealous. I'm like jealous of that too. I'm like, God, I wish I was that dumb. If I were that dumb, I'd probably be like even happier. You know what I mean?
Not a blonde.
Bigwig, you are funny. Like, boy, you must hate me. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And Brian, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So in between all the craziness going on last week, my friends did get together and do a little birthday get together for me, and I'll show you the end results of that. So, but yeah, it's just dealing with stupid people, and I'm frustrated with how, what's the word I'm looking for? Happily ignorant. Is that it? That's willfully, I think it's willfully ignorant people prefer to be, I guess.
Well, so, they're choosing to sit on their mushroom.
I think so, yeah. And if you guys, thank you for being here, by the way. If you want to share the show and let people know we're here, I did a terrible job advertising it this week, I think. So, like I said, it was not the top priority with trying to handle so many other things, and I kind of dropped the ball. So it might just be a small group here.
Did you have damage?
Yes, I did. And I'll go on about that. Alan goes, speaking of stupid people, what time is the debate tonight?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. So we're going to get you out of here with enough time to go and enjoy that. How do you think it's going to go? And yes, Brian.
I'm curious what they think.
Definitely. Yeah. How do you think that's going to
go? Me? Mm-mm.
I have no idea.
It might be interesting.
I'm not super fond of either of them.
No, but at least they can talk better than Salad Lady.
Oh my God, she's terrible.
Yes,
and
yes, terrible.
Alex says, "What's best for your birthday greetings, here or Cameo?" Well, you can say happy birthday here. Cameo, actually get a few dollars for that, so that's always nice. But it's totally up to you. So
support April. Do Cameo.
There you go. So we'll tell you some of the things that you may or may not know that are going on this week, because there's kind of a lot of stuff that's flying under the radar that news is not touching. Yeah. No one's talking about. It's crazy.
Put on your hats.
Oh my God, yeah. So yeah, I got. Bigwig says, if I went on Cameo, I would go broke. You never know. You never
check
know.
It out.
You never know. I get some like super great cameos, and then I get some really interesting ones.
Maybe that'll be for another episode. You should share.
I know. And Fred, what's up? Welcome. It's nice to see you here. I was just saying that I kind of pushed the show terribly this week, or not at all really, because of everything going on with the hurricanes. one hurricane, 2 places. So I've been sidetracked and everything was not prioritized. So, and then it was my birthday, and making that another trip around the sun. I wanted to eat my cake, so
What kind of cake?
I had
What's your favorite?
mint Oreo ice cream cake,
Mm.
and it was freaking fabulous. Thank you, Lori, if you're out there. It was from Cold Stone. I always want to say Stone Cold. It was Stone Cold. 316
good.
says, "Eat your cake."
And you had to finish it since you didn't have a fridge or another freezer to put it in.
I know. We all had to eat extra cake that night because I lost my fridge last week too. And then I had a backup fridge from just sitting in my garage that I was like, oh yeah, okay, well, I lost my fridge. It's cool. This other fridge will work. That other fridge did not fucking work. So I lost my fridge. The other fridge didn't work. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm pretty sure the fridge did not work because of the garage flooding. So, yes, we let them eat cake for sure. I was like, nobody go home unless you've eaten this entire ice cream cake because I have nowhere to put it.
And it was worth it.
Yeah, nobody hated me for it, so it worked out. But yeah, we got hit, as you may or may not know. I don't know. Oh, Brian says that the group Rainbow had a song in the 80s called Stone Cold. Great song.
Oh,
I probably know it. Big
Have to hear
80s
it.
music fan. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. Mainstream media doesn't seem to be doing the job. I was going to say lately, but I was going to say these past couple of years, really this past decade. But I had a lot of people contact me and say, oh, I see you're not going to get hit in Florida. It's veered off. And I'm like, what are you talking about? We're evacuating right now, like Zone A and all the, trailers and they're like, oh, the media is saying it's not going to hit Florida. I'm like, it's going to hit Florida. And it's starting to hit Florida. And yeah, we got some stuff going on here. They're like, oh, okay. Like I don't know what was being mentioned, but apparently they got it, shocker, wrong, safe and effective.
right.
So rare side effects. So yeah, they got it wrong, which is unusual. And thankfully it was just a shit ton of cleanup for me. I spent many days sandbagging everything, like sandbagging every door, every crevice, everything, getting ready. Yeah, Anna Maria Island got smacked. A lot of places got smacked. Did you see the wall they put up at Tampa General Hospital, the sea wall, and it actually worked?
Aqua wall.
Aqua wall.
That was pretty cool.
It was super cool to keep it. Yeah, the storm was bad, right? And hello, Michael. So, like, some of my friends lost. I felt actually kind of bad. I'm like, some of my friends lost their houses, their cars. They had to swim out with their dogs of their homes. I mean, it's crazy. And then I saw North Carolina. And hello, War Demon. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Cool.
So he's got a survey up for us on Discord. If anybody wants to go over and check it out, it is in the chat.
Awesome.
And Allie, hello. Mwah. So yeah, and then I saw North Carolina, and it hit Western North Carolina. And so many of you know that I go back and forth. So I spend time up there. Oh, that's right. That's our first Tuesday. Maybe that's why people are here. So that explains the light crowd. We just moved. Okay. Well, then how many people are going to show up tomorrow and be like, where are they? They didn't show up. Yes, we moved to Tuesdays. Well, before we say I was not affected that badly. So you probably know, you've seen some of the shows. I'm doing some of them from North Carolina because there's a second property, and there was a death in the family, and there was a property left out in a place called Burnsville, which is about an hour outside of Asheville, way up in the mountains, kind of situated by Mount Mitchell, Blue Ridge. And that got hit real hard. Most of Burnsville just doesn't even exist anymore. I'm seeing the pictures. There's no communications there. The roads are destroyed. people don't have any water. There's no food. There's no internet. There's nothing. Like, the devastation is phenomenal. My cousin lives about an hour from there, and he's okay, but he said there's no gas. So generators are, starting to, people are having a hard time. And then he's stranded because the river is up to his driveway. He can't get in or out. The biggest issue is there's no help. So there's no help. It's starting, the devastation is now getting to be bigger than Katrina. And I would not be surprised if at the end of this all, because like I said, there's no communication. So we're not getting anything accurate. Like, people are dying in droves. They're finding them dead in cars, on the side of the street, up in trees. They're running out of oxygen. Women are having to give birth at home. Their babies are suffering. This is so bad. Not that I want to bring you down with anything, but I'm letting you know that this is what's happening. There's mile-long, waits for gas stations that are going empty. And yeah, there you go. Gas stations charging $10 a gallon. So FEMA's not there. The government's not there. The military's not there. There's nobody helping them. The only thing that's there is Red Cross, and they've sent up, I think, Florida National Guard. Do you know that this administration sent the Tennessee National Guard to the Middle East on Saturday? Knowing 2 days in that this hurricane had happened, that people were drowning and suffering, they decided to deploy them to the Middle East instead of help here, right next door. And
This damage is from Tennessee all the way across North Carolina.
It's Tennessee, North Carolina. Now we need help in Georgia.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's unbelievable what's going on. So, yes.
I mean, and then there's Florida. We're a little bit more used to it, I suppose, but it doesn't excuse that we are sending people to other states to help when our own people here need help, just because it's the right thing to do.
It's crazy. Like, at this point, we need to change the name from North Carolina to Ukraine, and maybe it will make things better. Honestly, this is terrible.
A lot of people are saying that.
Yeah, Michael says some of my friends and family have a lot of property damage. Yeah, there's a ton of if your friends and family still have property, there's a ton of damage. So nothing about this is okay. Nothing feels natural about this storm.
Why?
Nothing. Why? Oh gosh, here we go.
Oh, I'd love to. Go ahead. Get your drinks out, people.
Yeah. Here's my tinfoil
Pay attention.
hat. Okay. Let me put my tinfoil hat on for this one. All right. So I don't even know where to begin on this. There's so many. And by the way, thank you to Elon Musk for sending Starlinks and making it free for the next 30 days. Nice of you to do. Also, if anybody happens to know anyone that has helicopters, that's the only thing that can get in and out to rescue people. So if you know anybody who might know anybody, helicopters are desperately needed.
Yes.
All right. So again, I fully admit I could be wrong. So I will say this ahead of time. I could be wrong, but all of this you can look up and cross-check and verify on your own. So the reason we don't hear about hurricanes in mountains is because that doesn't happen. So mountains kill hurricanes. This is why it's so rare. Every 100 years it might happen, and it's an anomaly. But mountain ranges, hurricanes are a heat-generated event, and once they hit land, they slow down. When they hit mountains, they die. Also, cool weather and cool water, which, by the way, that Asheville area was in the 70s, kill hurricanes. So I realized there were two different situations going there as far as weather, but by all theory, the mountains and the cooler weather and the cooler air should have not had this at that level, but it did. So if the people on the hill where I am have been saying now for a while that they feel that the cloud seeding has really messed them up. So they swear that the cloud seeding has caused 3 times the amount of rain, and it's really screwing up the mountains because the clouds are drifting over and getting caught in the mountains and causing so much more rain.
And North Carolina admitted a while back that they were doing cloud seeding.
Yeah, they did.
So that's facts.
Yeah. So I'll keep going in a second, but I'm looking at your thing so I don't get lost here. Did you hear about the guy that got threatened to be arrested for using his own private helicopter to rescue people? I heard about the guy who rescued people using his own private helicopter, but I didn't know he was threatened. I know he also rescued a baby and an elderly woman who was just running out of oxygen. And the
Good for him.
Governments and news stations took credit for it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, keep going.
Yeah. Winona says, I saw a video where Biden was being questioned about the lack of response, and all he could say was on the phone for the whole area yesterday and the other day, we gave all we had, and he just walked off. Yeah, I saw that too. So he was specifically questioned to, whether or not they were going to help more. And he said, well, we've given all we have. So they've got no help. They're not going to get any help. So it's really up to us. So, and I don't think that the mainstream media is trying to make you forget about it. They're trying to put everything else in front of you to make you forget about it.
Yes.
So here's some stuff going on. And usually it's not a coincidence when these things happen. So if you don't know about HAARP, if you don't know about the cloud seeding, if you don't know about weather, we call it weather manipulation, but really it's called weather modification.
Right.
If you're not familiar with geoengineering, look up those 4 terms: HAARP, geoengineering, weather modification, cloud seeding. So a lot of people will say, oh, you're crazy for thinking this. I'm not crazy. It exists. It happens.
Oh, yeah.
It's science. It's been around for a while. Keep up, because they're using it on us. And when you play God, there are side effects. And sometimes Earth does not like when you play God. So if you stand in the water and the waves come up, they will erase your footprint. Water does that. Water erases the human footprint over and over again. So you keep playing around with it, it's going to erase the human footprint. You know what I'm saying? So
what do you think happened?
Well, I'll just throw some more stuff out there and I'll tell you my whole theory. In April, a similar situation happened in Dubai, and it was called a weather experiment gone wrong. Similar flooding. Now, granted, the desert does flood every once in a while, but it is very unusual. But this was specifically known to be weather experimentation. So now we have a storm that was brutal. So, and yes, War Demon, absolutely. You have been here since the first day. The people who've been here for a while kind of know all of this stuff because we've talked about it on and off for a while. So we've got a fast-moving storm that is normal-ish here in Florida, but even the destruction was kind of heavy for us and wide-reaching, far-reaching.
Mm-hmm.
And North Carolina does see its share of hurricanes, but Western North Carolina does not. That area does not. The mountain ranges don't. So by all intents and purposes, it should have died. So if you're not familiar, you can go in and buy damaged property, especially even water damaged property, anywhere from 2/3 cheaper than what you should get for it. So if you go in and destroy property, say, I don't know, Maui 2.0 or something like that, where you flood people out, you destroy their homes, they can't afford, again, let me make sure my tinfoil hat's on. They can't afford to fix their businesses. They can't afford to repair their homes. So somebody swoops in and, hi, Red Sunny, how are you doing? Someone swoops in and gives you the money to buy your property in cash at, half, a third of what it's worth it. It's worth it. They'll do a massive land grab. But here's another thing that I don't believe in coincidences. That area of Western North Carolina is lithium rich. They have lithium mines everywhere. Do you guys know what lithium is used for?
Oh, electric cars?
Yeah, lots of things in that manner. So additionally, spruce pine, which is right behind Burnsville where we are, spruce pine is the only place in America that has a high quality quartz mine that is used for semiconductors, and they were wiped out. But I'm sure the quartz is still there. So interestingly enough, BlackRock, coincidentally, and Vanguard have
Mhm.
purchased recently a $90 million deal with the lithium mines.
Yep. That one's outside of Charlotte, right?
Huh? No, that's right where we are. That's it. The King's, what do you call it?
Yeah,
I'm
that
blanking on the. No,
that's one of them. That's
it's
what I was
right
looking up.
there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's Western. It's right there. So
Yeah, there's three of them on the Western.
yeah, yeah, it's crazy. So it just seems too. I mean, how many coincidences are there before there's no coincidences left? So you give the people of Lahaina and Maui, you give them, $700, right? That's all the government allegedly gave them. So, and then they have no money to fix up their place. So then when someone swoops in and says, okay, I'll give you $70,000 for your house, they're like, I don't have any money. I guess I got to take it. So now they're giving you prime real estate with resources for $70,000 in BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street. They're taking it. So North Carolina is resource rich, from the timber to the lithium to the quartz to the water. It is resource rich, and a lot of that property has been in those families for generations. So a lot of the property is also paid off and probably uninsured. So, when you have something like Maui, I don't know, a fire could be started maybe because the houses are so close together. But something like Western North Carolina, where everything's spread out more, maybe a flood is more convenient. I don't know. Again, tinfoil hat time. There you go. Don't know.
I'll be right back. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, back out and come back in.
Yep.
So yeah, I just think stuff's crazy right now. And cool, awesome dude. Thank you. I appreciate the biddies. Thank you. The biddies for the titties. Yeah, I'm sure it's coincidence. I mean, but there's too many coincidences. How many coincidences can we have? So additionally, there were supplies coming across from Tennessee into North Carolina. 54, I believe it was 54 trucks had their tires slashed. So how do you have, there's 8 migrants were arrested for looting. So they've already got the looters. Then they're slashing the truck's tires so they can't get in. So it just, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't seem, nothing about this seems right. What's your opinion?
My opinion is a long one. So I see all the cards laid out in front of us too. And I was looking up the deals today. We were talking about Vanguard and BlackRock buying that property. Mm-hmm. So it looks like they were awarded this stuff back in April, May, March, all handled. That was the biggest one. The other one was already in play. The third one that's in North Carolina is actually a company out of Austria. They don't seem to have any problems, but they're a small mining facility. So you put it all together, we get seed modification, horrendous hurricane.
You mean, cloud seeding modification? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, weather modification. We get torrential, huge water surge that we haven't had here ever. Even in the no-name storm in '93, wasn't.
Yeah, we've never had that. Not like this.
I've seen more devastation today when I was riding down the road. Was just awful to see.
The surge has never come up like this before. This is unseen, unheard of.
No.
And they're going to tell you it's climate change. It is not fucking climate change. The climate's changing. The climate is changing. That's happening. But it's not
the water in the Gulf is always this warm. This is not unusual for September, October for us to have storms go up the coast like this. We've been browsed up the coast. I don't know, at least 15 times that I think of. So anyway, then it goes up to this other. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. But either which way, it's not, if they're not going to help the people, there was 3 things I was thinking about today. They're going to figure out, you're going to sniff out the preppers, all those people that bought all those properties up there to hide.
Yep.
Not really to hide, but to be sure they're safe in case
Yeah,
something.
and you want to be, the people who want to be safe from the Florida hurricanes go up to the mountains. Oh, there's a hurricane. Like
Right.
Winona says, they don't want us to be self-sufficient country
Right.
in the country because they cut out the need for all the middlemen who they're in bed with.
So you lose your supplies, you're done. You either pass away, you're destroyed on your property, you end up having to sell because you have no choice. You don't have insurance, or the insurance isn't going to cover the damage. So don't give up. I'm just going to say this: whoever knows people in
Yeah.
those areas, do not give up.
Do not sell your
sell
property.
your land,
Don't.
especially to corporate companies.
Yeah. Do not sell
in
that
the-
land.
No, because that's exactly what they want.
And once they
And-
swoop in and buy it, the price is going to go up just like it has here in Tampa.
Yep. And then where's everybody else going to go if the crap hits the fan?
Mhm.
You know, they know there's tons of people there. So that's our East Coast hideouts. You know, West Virginia's next. All those other places, they got to do something.
Mhm.
So I know I don't have a hat like you, and I'm sorry, but
Here,
maybe I'll
well,
have to make one.
Yes.
Can I
You
borrow
want my
yours?
hat?
I'll take your hat. So I'm right there with you. Either which way, it's bad news. People need help. Anything you guys can do to help, whether it's stockpiling clothes, donating to Red Cross or something that you know is legit, or family,
Yeah.
friends. You know, money's really no good at this point. They need supplies.
No, they need food. Like there's places that are doing hot meals. Red Cross is in there, and they are helping.
You know,
I posted some videos too on my Facebook page, on and on Twitter. You can catch who's actually helping and what's going on.
the airdrops, and actually FEMA is in Asheville, by the way. I did find that out today, but Asheville is only one place.
Yeah.
So, and they're doing airdrops in some other towns now, but still, so the people in the mountains have to get down to town. So they need
get
help
there.
getting up to the people because the roads are gone.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been up there and seen your property up there a couple times now, and it's absolutely stunning up there and beautiful. And yeah, thank you. And it's sad to see because some of them are generation after generation up there. So I hope they're okay, and I hope someday I get to back up there and get to see the same people, and I hope they're all right. So my heart goes out to all of them and down here too.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Red Sunny, thank you again. Thank you.
Hey, what about
I appreciate it.
the fires? We were going to bring that up too.
Yeah, so
we're
there's a
talking
lot
about
of things.
lithium.
Yeah, as long as we know, let's talk about some storm things that the average person doesn't know. Because I was talking to my neighbors, so I saw a lot of people that had their fences blown down. So if you have a fence that's not a chain link, leave your gate doors open because the pressure blows out your fence. So when a hurricane is coming or a storm is coming, open up your gate doors because otherwise you're going to lose a panel or 6 of your fence. So
That's why my neighbor's fence was in my yard.
yeah. Yep. So, and here's another thing. If you have any kind of electric vehicle, scooters, bikes, cars, you cannot have that around salt water. It will catch fire. So
Explode.
yeah,
Take your house
it can
down.
explode. It can take your house down. It can take your neighbor's house down. It can kill your pets. So if you can vaccinate for other people, you can take your car to higher ground so you don't, go take it to a Walmart parking lot.
Amazing to me.
Yeah.
How
many house fires happened? How many?
In my area alone, just in that one section, was 23 house fires, and majority of it was related to lithium batteries. And then a neighbor's house gets burnt, and you have 4 feet of flooding. They can't go in
electric cars and scooters.
Yeah. And then down in south, I think I want to say Sarasota area was where there was 40, even more. And the death toll is just going to rise. And so say no to lithium and all these things in the EV cars. And if you buy an EV car, you'll have one. I'm not going to knock you for that, but in the book, it tells you salt water does not go.
Nobody reads.
I know.
Alan says my son wasn't allowed to have an electric scooter in his dorm because of the batteries.
Remember when cell phones used to blow up on planes?
Yeah. They still have a thing. And when I went through the thing, it's still, if you have a Note, was it Note 7 or something, you are not allowed to bring it on the plane.
Yep. Now that's changed because they got protection around the batteries, right?
Yeah.
They don't do that for the car batteries or for the lithiums in these electric vehicles. They're too powerful.
Alex is saying, are you sure that's smart leaving the gate open during a hurricane? Yes. because the air creates pressure, and if you don't give it a
Yes.
way out, it is going to force. It's a problem. That's why a lot of people with tornadoes, people crack open the windows. Was that it? Tornadoes or hurricanes, right?
No, that
No.
was tornadoes because of the pressure in the house used to cause the
Yes.
house to go boom.
Yeah.
And that I
So
remember doing that as a kid. And if I'm not sure if
yeah.
our cousin from PA's on here, but we used to run around the
Yeah, you
two-story
go
houses
around and
before
crack up
open all
open the windows because
Yeah.
the pressure. Correct again, Brian says, I saw a video of an EV
Yep.
exploding somewhere in Florida as well. It was due to the salt water. Yeah, it's
Oh my gosh, I've
insane.
seen so many videos of that. In somebody's garage, they had a camera in there that was catching the whole car burning. There was nothing they could do because they did evacuate, but they left their car behind. And guess what? They lost the car, the house, everything.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Once a couple inches got to. Anyway, sorry.
And
Mental
Alex, if it's a
gate.
chain link gate, like if it's a gate where air can pass through, you're fine. But most gates in Florida tend to be like that board on board wood or those plastic gates where the air's not really getting through.
I don't know. I
So
liked his version of mental gate
yeah,
instead.
I know.
I like
If
that
it's a
better.
if it's a mental gate, just try to leave it open.
Yeah, it's
Do a whole
stressful. We
time
should
video.
do that next time. So no more storms
So
this year. That was enough.
So when was the last time that why are we sending the National Guard overseas? So we're
Mm.
sending National Guard overseas to the Middle East. Is that
I
normal?
Yes, it is.
It is. Are
But
you sure?
yes, it is. Yeah, it's normal whether it's Middle East or wherever it is. Yes, they do rotate troops in and out of there, and they do use the National Guard.
Hmm.
But it's the timing. It's the state National Guard, not the federal National Guard. And they could have, in my opinion, I would imagine they could have said, nope, we need to cancel this for the moment. The
Yeah.
people need the National Guard
Well,
locally.
they already had
Um,
700 of them deployed overseas. They could have left the
yeah,
rest here. So a friend of mine
yeah, I
looked
saw
this
that
up
online.
because a
Yeah.
friend sent me an article because I was asking the same question. He was asking questions.
Okay.
So thanks, Ty. So it's the article's from NPR. It says the growing discontent within the National Guard. So the Army National. So if you want to look it up, you can look at it on. I'll never get this right. On npr.org.
Mm.
And this is from 2021. And it's saying that the Army National Guard is part of the Army. So sometimes service members get sent overseas. But when they're not on active federal duty, National Guard service members are based in their home states. And traditionally, they've mostly responded to domestic emergencies like floods, hurricanes, pandemics. And those are some great sounding perks. You can serve while you work. But they're saying that they're getting fed up and exhausted because they've been deployed more than ever in the last 3 years, and they've been used basically and abused more than ever. So there's they interview somebody named Darian Woods. There's been a lot going on for the National Guard, and we've been brought in for hurricanes, floods, protests, Iraq, BLM, Afghanistan. Last year, more than a third of the National Guard was on active duty. That's the highest utilization we've seen since World War II. And some service members are getting fed up. Today on the show, we talked to one retired worker about a very specific kind of labor unrest, growing discontent in the National Guard. So this administration has been using them for their every whim, every protest, every single thing, sending them here, sending them there. And it's I guess it's been a lot for them. I just thought it was weird that they were deploying them overseas.
Well, even if, like Alan said, that the state guard has to be released to the federal guard if they need it, or for the for the nation, whatever they need. I don't think that's accurate. I think it's an honor, and they do it, and they should do it.
But the reserves,
when
aren't they?
asked. No, it's not all reserve.
But would they be on active duty if they wanted to be
Oh
deployed?
yeah. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, so that's why a lot of people are in the National Guard, is because they like the idea of helping people locally, things like that. But when it comes to a state guard like ours here in Florida, I believe they can say no, and I think that was part of the reason why our governor here did that, so he could say no, and they could not be taken away. So I don't know. Well, that's interesting. I have to look it up.
When it says it's like everything else, it's just unite and say no. What are they
Correct.
going to do about it? Well, speaking of that, we we now have a shipping strike. And before we go to that, Notary, hello,
Yeah.
Notary, says there's a dentist in South Tampa that had a Tesla in the garage and water got caught, got in, it caught on fire, and the house burned down. This was early
I
Friday
think that's
morning,
the one
about
I
3
saw
a.m.
today. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a shame.
Sad.
And Bigwig said if the governor could refuse and did, the president would withdraw federal funding from the state. They really don't have a choice.
We don't have federal funding in Florida. That was the reason why he did that. He chose not to take the federal funding, so he can be in control.
So we could be the free state of Florida.
Absolutely. Yeah, that I know about.
Yeah, so we now, and I don't know if people know this or not. Again, like I said, they're not putting a lot of the stuff with North Carolina, or the lack of help, and the fact that the truckers are having their car tires, the truck tires slashed, so they can't get their supplies in, or that migrants are looting and being busted for it, and all this stuff is going on. There's no help, and nobody seems to care. And again, they need helicopters. So if anybody knows anybody, appeal, because that is desperately what they need right now. Also, we are in a shipping strike. So the whole eastern, from Maine to Texas, including all of Florida, Alabama, all of that across the way, we are going to be on. You know more about this than I do, right?
Kind of.
Okay, go ahead. Do you want to tell the whole thing?
Well, basically, I mean, you came up with a good list I saw today of what items are going to be affected, but the longshoremen, as of midnight, this past midnight, they were asking for a 70% pay increase.
77%.
77. Thank you for correcting me on that.
Well, I think
and they were offered 50. They
were asking for a 77% pay raise and a promise of no automation. So
right.
they're trying to automate their jobs.
Yeah. And the ports are, like they said, 35 ports, all down the East Coast, around Florida, up the Gulf. It does not affect the West Coast, but all the supplies that come in here are being redirected to the West Coast in anticipation this was going to happen.
Right.
So for every 1 day they're on strike, it's like 5 days to catch up. Right. So once they're on a week, think about that. A week equals what? 5 weeks equals months. So every little thing that comes in or out isn't going anywhere unless it goes to the West Coast. That means truckers will sit, everybody will sit.
Yeah.
And then we're going to lose food supply we already need, which we shouldn't be doing from overseas anyway, but guess what we do?
Yeah.
Car parts, pharmaceutical. You were talking about that today.
I'll give you guys the list. I didn't realize
that was on the list.
Yeah, I'll give you guys the list. So, and I'll tell you the story that I dealt with. So here are the things that we're gonna, allegedly, I'm sure there's gonna be more than this, but these are the things that we're probably likely to run short on in the coming months, depending on how quickly or not quickly this gets resolved. So this could, obviously go through Christmas or whenever. We don't know. It could end tomorrow. Who knows? But just so you know, so you're informed, because we like to give you information. So seafood. A lot of seafood is coming in from Thailand and Ecuador. Seafood will be on short supply. You could obviously try and get local seafood, but anything coming in. Electronics, cell phones and computers, which come from the Southeast Asian nations like Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand. Those are going to be, on short supply. Pharmaceuticals, although these are easier to ship via air. Consumers still notice drug shortages if negotiations can't be settled. So yeah, pharmaceuticals, cars and auto parts, especially, European stuff, any of that stuff, Asian stuff, machinery parts. East Coast ports surpass any other in the U.S. for shipments on machinery, fabricated steel, and precision instruments, according to S&P Global Market Intelligence. Here's the painful one, you guys. Alcohol. Yep. Wine, beer, and spirits imported from Europe, South America, or the Caribbean may take a hit. That's rum, in case you don't know. Rum.
You know what? Go grab the moonshine all you can.
No, the moonshine's fine. That's right in Tennessee.
No, that's what I'm saying. Go get it.
Exactly. So fortunately, American drinkers have plenty of domestic options. But if you have a thing for, your French wines or your Russian vodkas. You might want to grab them while you can. And last but not least, bananas. 75% of the nation's bananas come through the East Coast and Gulf ports. So we may not have nanners. So these are things.
Start getting them trees going in the backyard.
Yeah. And hi, game man. How are you? So yeah, there's all my banana trees have been off for the last 2 years because we keep getting hurt with hurricanes. So we haven't gotten any other bananas from like Puerto Rico either. Puerto Rico doesn't have any. They went without banana trees as well. Yeah. The same thing. Yeah, hurricanes kill banana trees. Yeah. So, Brian says, that's right. Trinidad, right? Got your back with alcohol and bananas. All right. I got a hookup. Thank you.
Start being nice to April so you can get some alcohol.
Yeah, and Winona says, good thing I'm a bourbon and moonshine girl. That's right. There you go.
Nice. Go Winona.
Just skip on over to Kentucky and,
Wait, you know what? I want to do a shout out to Winona. I don't know if you guys have seen her work much lately. You're doing phenomenal stuff. Good. Kudos to you for your crafts.
Yeah, you're doing beautiful work. French wine, only sissies drink that crap. Well, I like it, and I like German wine better, though. A nice Riesling is, well, I'll keep some in the fridge and I'll stock up. Tequila is from Mexico. Yeah, is that going to be coming in, though? I mean, that's imported, right? So.
Yeah, not supposedly comes in through the Gulf.
Yeah, might have to get some of that. So there you go. Yeah, I just think the bananas are probably going to be our biggest issue, right? So there's
all right, 15 minutes left. What do you want to cover?
There's that. Let's see. All right, so the good people, the small people, have fought the man and won. So the government now has to defluoride the water. Woo! No more fluoride in the water. This is a federal case, you guys.
Awesome.
So they had to admit that fluoride is a neurotoxin and dangerous to children, and that there's no benefit to having fluoride in the water, and they have to start taking fluoride out of the water. So
that's awesome.
Yes,
I am so happy for that. That's been going on since when they started that when we were kids.
Yep.
That's a Gen X thing.
Yep. So there's that. There's some good news. I'm always surprised how many people think that we probably talked about this, but I'm always surprised how many people think there was a guy that's like, capitalism's so ugly. I'm like, yeah, but we're not living in capitalism. Mm-mm. We haven't been in capitalism in decades. We're in a corporatocracy. We're in corporatism. And there's like a huge difference. So if you or somebody is disillusioned and actually thinks we're in a real free market, here's how you know. Mm-hmm. Do you have more than one choice of a power company at home?
Nope.
No. Are small businesses and artists thriving where you are? No. Are huge corporations buying everything up and doing super well, even when the economy's bad? Yes. These are signs that you're in a corporatocracy. So,
right.
Yes. So if you think you're in a free market, an actual capitalistic free market, I just want you to know that you are not, and you haven't been in a while. So when corporations run the government and the government promises things to corporations, that's called cronyism. So please understand, don't say that capitalism is ugly, because true capitalism is actually a really cool thing. And we haven't seen it in a really long time. But when that happens, small businesses thrive, artists make money, and everybody's happy. So yeah.
Support local.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate that one. So you can go ahead and look up a little bit more on the internet as far as the differences between those two. And yes, Brian, it is a big win. So, yeah. So we did have an interesting, because everything was shut down this week. There's no power, so we were going to do like a sip and paint birthday party, and then we found out that nothing was open because there was no power anywhere. So my friend is an art student, and he came over to the house, and we set up easels, and we did chug and paint. which was almost the same thing. It was like shots in paint.
Yeah.
It was, it was
That was
very,
fun.
very similar. But we did. Do you have yours?
It's hanging up in the other
Okay,
room.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So we did do
I can go grab it.
go ahead. We
All
did
right,
do
I'll be
a Halloween theme painting. I've never painted on a canvas before. It's a lot harder than I thought. So to all you artists out there, this is, I'm used to painting on like little rocks and stuff like that. And this was challenging. And thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. But yeah, it's happening everywhere. We're in a globalist society. Where
Sorry
it's
about the
everywhere.
birds.
Oh yeah, those are loud. Drink, everybody drink.
I know, right?
But are you going to show yours?
Yep, I got it.
Go ahead, let's see it. So this is the end result. You have to go close. There you go.
Excuse me. There's the top.
There you go. So we made, it was, a fun thing, and then there's mine behind.
I enjoyed it. Oh yeah, that's all right. Sorry, I got the backdrops on there tonight.
Yes. So it's crazy how therapeutic it is to sit there and work with your hands and just paint and create things.
Excuse me.
So if you are not doing that, I know it turned out cool, right? I'm super happy.
Hers is the bomb. Yours was really, really awesome.
I was surprised. So there it is. Wait, there. I like my
you can
moon.
see yours clear.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah.
So
Thanks,
I
Brian.
probably need to show it off because I don't normally paint. So
when we get off air, remind me. I need to show you the one that I had in my closet that has never come out since I did it. That was my first one. This is my second one.
But yeah, I thought it turned out really cool. So now I want to try and paint more things other than rocks and see how it goes.
I do have a funny story to end with.
Do tell.
Remember I mentioned about Walt sitting on the couch or sleeping on people's couches?
Yes. Oh, speaking of, the debate is tonight with that's right. Go on, tell us.
I figured out it's just a funny story. So where I work, my boss actually knows Waltz because he's from the same town. And oh yeah, that didn't sound right, Alan. I'm sorry. Anyway, so anyway, going back to Waltz, apparently the man was just a moocher. He used to go to people's houses and just sleep on their couch, eat their food, never pay rent.
Are we talking about Mick Foley?
That's funny.
Foley's famous for that. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, if he was a big politician and going to be maybe possibly a vice president, yeah. But yeah, this is kind of funny. I guess he was a moocher really bad. He would borrow money, not pay people back and stuff. And this came from, he stayed a lot at this person I know's house often. And they said he was not a nice man. He was an arrogant piece of poop and many other things they said about him. So I just think it's funny. A couch surfer who mooched off everybody. And then all of a sudden now he's a vice president pick, VP pick.
I just feel like sometimes, nice people never get to these positions because
he's known
you have to do like such terrible things to get up to those spots. You know what I mean?
You saw last week how he flipped that guy
stepping
off.
on people. Oh, I did. I did see that.
Yeah.
Somebody yelled something at him and he gave him the middle finger. I was like, oh my God. So,
yeah, there's your vice president pick that's going to be on.
Oh my gosh. So,
yes,
they're all politicians are kind of douchey in general, but still. Yeah. I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised.
Yeah.
Winona says that we should all do a group sip and paint on Discord one night. Yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be really cool.
So I feel like I need to grab that painting out since Alan's goading me there.
Yeah. You should. Let's see.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Bring it out of the closet. Come out of the closet, Eva. It's okay. Like you said.
Oh my God. I shouldn't have said it that way.
So Ellen says normal people don't get that high in politics. Not a compliment. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
So I think you're right. So I think you're right with a lot of things. Like you really have to kind of sell your soul and make deals with the devil to get to certain levels sometimes.
Yes.
All right. Da-da-da, drum roll.
Oh, this background's killing it.
Yeah, I can't see. You got to hold it in front and hold it in front of you. Oh, it's trees.
It's trees
And then
and
go up a little.
virtual background.
You're being
Let me stop.
eclipsed. There's an eclipse at your house.
Yes, there is. It's okay. It's
It's
just
not bad. I like it.
I don't know. All right,
It's
I'll
like
have. I'll,
it's like cherry blossoms in Japan.
yeah, there's a bird on a tree.
Sakura.
I lied. I found another one too, but
Oh
that's
my
okay.
God. War Demon goes, you can't say politics without ticks.
I'm sorry, tits or ticks? Oh shit, there one again.
Yay. That's so true.
I'm not.
I like that one.
All right, let me go out
Yes.
and come back in again.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just go in and out of the closet. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's funny. And Brian's like, yeah, Eva, come on out. The A show is a safe space. We are a safe space, right? Anyway, if you are following along, you know that gold and silver are up. And protect your money and go to aprilhunter.gold. It is Wise Wolf Gold and Silver Exchange. They are veteran owned. They've been around for a while. Speaking of safe space, it's a safe place to park your money where you're not going to lose anything. It's going to just grow. And with everything going on with the Fed cutting the rates, BRICS coming up, gold, silver, good place to put your money. And you can invest with as little as, you don't have to do any big, huge, I have to put in, $1,000. No, $50. As little as $50 you can do a gold and silver buy, and you can do a recurring buy too. If you choose to do that, use the, that's loud. Use 1776 as your coupon code and get some free constitutional silver.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I took that off so you could see.
I see.
You
You have to hold it up higher. Yeah, that's
color
actually really
doesn't do
good.
it
I like
justice.
it. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. You have the door open again?
No, actually, the door is closed.
Oh, okay. Oh, these
There's
are
the
really
other one.
cool. These are your sip and
forgot.
paint ones?
Yeah, so actually, I guess yours was my third.
Okay.
I
Okay.
forgot. There was
Yeah,
apparently
Alan
another
goes until the
drinking.
government takes your unrealized gains. Yeah, I hope they don't do that.
Yes.
I hope that's not a thing.
Oh
So,
yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm drinking. Here you go.
yeah. Cheers. Mm. Is there anything else you're
what I-
supposed to cover?
Let's see. I'm looking to think. Well,
I
think
had
we're
really
good.
wanted to get back into this one, the Indigenous and Seven Circles.
Oh yes.
Just living, but because we're having a slower show this week, and I do have some news for you guys. Because we're having a slower show, I'll wait until we're back. People realize we're back on Tuesday nights. Marvelous Wolf.
Ooh.
Welcome,
Hey, buddy.
welcome. You're here late, but we miss you. Better late than never. So we also have some good news for you guys. Is it next week or the week after? I have a professor he's a professor of astronomy and climate. So he'll be coming on to talk about a lot of stuff going on. As you may have noticed, we have 2 moons right now. And you may or may not know that, but we do. And also he'll talk about what's real and what's not. You have some people saying everything's climate change, some people saying there's no such thing as climate change. And then you have those of us in the middle that are like, yeah, climate's changing, but it's not necessarily due to what they're saying it is. So let's get all that debunked with somebody who kind of knows, they've done the work and studied the history and knows all of this stuff. So he's going to come on and talk to us about that. So get your questions ready.
Next week?
And it's either next week or the week after. I have to check my schedule. Okay. And then, it's middle of the month. It will be a very interesting guest right there. We met him at the Comic-Con. That's Sean.
Okay.
Professor Sean.
Yeah, I liked him.
Yeah,
he was good. He was full of information.
He's so smart. And he doesn't, pulls no punches. And then at the end of the month is the Halloween episode. And guess who's coming back on?
Oh. Shelly
Martinez. We're going to do our costume cosplay, our annual thing. So yeah, she said she would be here. So yeah,
that's great.
Shelly's coming back on. So we're slowly going to get back into bringing some guests on and doing some of that again. Mm-hmm. It's just taken a while to kind of get back into getting used to the show again and trying to figure it out on my own. I have just come to the conclusion that I'm going to be clumsy about it. And it seems like you guys are forgiving, and I appreciate that. Thank you. So we're just going to roll with it. We're going to roll with it. I'm just going to be clumsy, and we're going to bring you the news people aren't bringing you, and we're going to talk about the stuff that, we want to talk about. And there's that. So
You guys think she's being clumsy?
yes.
I don't think so. I don't think you are. But anyway, there you
Thank
go.
you.
See, look, right
Yes.
away, April. No,
Yes, and I know War Doom and I got requests for guests. So at the moment, like I said, if you guys, when you have a request for a guest, if you can get me their social media and their contact information so I can kind of track them down quickly, that would be great. I'm sure you've done that, but I have not had a chance with trying to keep up and catch up with everything going on, and then the storm and the birthday and the this and that. I haven't had a chance to catch up. But
what's the best way for them to send it to you?
Well, they're sending it right now through our Discord. So,
Okay.
and Chris, if you want to put the Discord link up again in our chat, I will, and add it. You guys can, send in your requests and your critique. I'm fine with critique too. Got a thick skin. I am happy to hear what we're doing wrong as well. So,
Wrestler.
yeah, please, if you tell me what we're doing right, please tell me what we're doing wrong as well. I would like to hear it. So I am good to take all the critique. But yeah, so I've just been trying to get back in the groove of trying to wing it basically and get used to this. And of course, switching back to Tuesday and handle it myself. And we're supposed to switch over to BRV's channel, which still might be in the future, but
Cool.
yeah, we'll see how that's going. Trying to handle that and find a webmaster for my other page, and I think I'm going to end up having to do it myself. But yeah.
Well, if you guys know anybody, send them April's way as well on that.
Yeah.
And don't you have some stuff coming up in a couple weeks too?
I do. So if you are in, and thank you very much. I appreciate that. And here in the chat right here is the Discord channel. And we have, you can post whatever. And so I think somebody said something about putting all our old shows on the Internet Archive. And if there's some way to do that, that'd be great, because, stuff just goes missing sometimes now on the internet. So it'd be kind of cool to have something like that. That'd be great. And woof, awesome. So that's cool. Can't wait to actually meet you in person. So yes, I will be at WrestleCade in North Carolina right after Thanksgiving on that Saturday. And then this month, if you're in Florida, I will be at Lake Collecticon in Leesburg at the Lake Square Mall on Sunday, the 27th. So they're having a big Comic-Con there, and we do the whole judging, and it's a good time at the mall all day on Sunday. And then on actual Halloween, I will be at the OCC Roadhouse in Clearwater, because they're going to have a big Halloween thing there with a lot of Scream Queens, and Tampa Bay Screams will be there hosting that. So come out. It's going to be a lot of hot chicks, a lot of costumes. There's going to be a lot of cosplay stuff at the OCC one. I think it's going to be more like, is that all ages or more like over? Over 16 plus kind of thing. Yeah, basically.
Probably 18 actually. Sorry.
And Lake Square Mall, that's more geared towards that's a family event. So there you go. So I hope to see you at either one of those. And Big Wig, you're going to make it at Leesburg. That would be awesome. That's a drive for you, isn't it? So either way, it'll be cool to see you. So awesome.
Maybe suggest what April should wear for Halloween.
Yes. So yeah, that'd be awesome. I am always looking for cosplay ideas, and I love when people send me cosplay stuff too. I want to do this is the one from the boys.
Maeve?
Yes, I want to do Maeve. Queen Maeve. That's my next one I think I want to get. So if I can figure that one out.
Put it on your Amazon wish list.
I did, but I think I have to get it slightly tweaked. I think there's a custom option on that one.
Okay.
So it just looked cool. April, Marvel Swift says I get to see April, Francine, and Shelly at the same time. Yes, we're all going to be there. We're all going to be there. So,
cool.
So anyway, that's what's going on. If you want to see more of me, you can catch me at Instagram, Real April Hunter, Twitter, April Hunter, Patreon, April Hunter. And by the way, if you're not caught up. If you're not caught up, me too. If you're not caught up, I am doing my countdown till Halloween, the 31 pictures every day. We started today. We're doing a whole Harley Quinn thing today. So every day there's going to be a countdown to Halloween post of the day. So go to Patreon. If you're on my Patreon, you will get access to it. And I'll do like sneak peeks on everything else too. Of course, I didn't do it on Instagram yet, but yeah, check it out. So patreon.com, April Hunter. And for 31 days, we're doing it all. So, and I'll be doing it at Christmas too, but obviously not we'll be doing a whole different thing for that. But yes, it's my annual thing. So where are we finding you?
Well, my name's up there, and you can find me on all platforms by the same name. And I think I'm on every one of them now, pretty much, except for a few. And I can do Zoom readings, anything you need, let me know.
Awesome. All right.
So, thank you.
Well, thanks you guys for being here. We really appreciate it. And again, it's Tuesday night, so we'll see you next Tuesday. And yeah, stay sane in this insane world. Please find your moments of joy. Make sure you focus on those because it's really, really hard. And
paint.
Yeah, paint. Do something fun. Find that time. And we'll see you next week. And there was something else too. Yeah, try not to scream at the TV tonight if you're watching the debate.
Just remember, Waltz is a couch surfer.
Yeah, Waltz eats your food. So, and what JD makes some shit up, right?
Yeah,
just make some shit up. So yeah, we like I said, anyway.
Yeah, I know.
All right, you guys have a great night, and we love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Good night. See you next week. Bye.